Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, March 12, 2025. Thank you guys for the awesome birthday wishes. I definitely had an enjoyable day. Thank you all. So let's get into this recap, right? So Sarah is at the hospital and Maggie comes over to check in on how things are going. Obviously, Maggie can see that, the hospital bankruptcy is a lot more dire than she, was informed about, because there's no coffee, there's no refreshments for the staff there. So she said that she's gonna pitch in to alleviate that, right? So anyways, they talk about the fact that they might have to be getting a job, looking for new jobs soon, and they talk about the whole thing going on at Titan and that Alex is now back into the fold. So Sarah let out a comment saying that it may backfire, and Maggie's asking her, what do you mean, how can it backfire? So she starts to have a flashback about her and Stephanie's conversation and how Stephanie feels as if if this is let out, how it is going to affect her and Alex's relationship. So Maggie's asking Sarah, what does she mean? So Sarah said, don't mind me, don't mind me. I just hope that everything works out well. And, I believe it will. So, that was really bad. So Maggie leaves to, go back to the house, right? So this I definitely enjoyed, the Kiriakis men coming together, even though it's under some false pretense with Philip not really being a part of the fold. But can we really appreciate the Kiriakis bonding together? It's a lot better than how the Demirs are going at it, right? So Alex is back. Alex is on his first day there, and he's thankful to get the opportunity, and they're cheering to the Kirak is coming together. So Alex asks them, what's going on, what's the secret meeting about? You told me that you had an elaborate plan, put out. So Xander said that they're taking no plans to take over the mirror, and they have Wei Shin on their side. So Alex is really surprised because Wei Shin is a major chairman over the mirror, so he's wondering how they pulled it off. So they said that now is the time to really strike while the iron is hot. I mean, EJ and Kristen are fending off legal problems, and now is the time to really acquire ownership of the mirror. Like, nobody is really running the company really well, so they decided to really take advantage, which is really a good business strategy, right? So Alex said, it's risky, but I'm all on board, and I know Victor would be definitely down for that, so I'm all on board for the Demira takeover. So him and Philip hashed things out, and Philip said, there's no bad blood between us. Are we good? So Alex said, yes, as long as you're not going back, that's in regards to Stephanie. So Philip said, we are all good, because he had a flashback of how, things ended with Stephanie finding out, and how, it might affect her career and all of that. So he said, things ended badly, so you don't have to worry about that, right? So, Xander said that, they can, have a little recess, have a half day, and just come back in the morning to strategize, more about their takeover plan, right? So Xander and Philip had a little chat, and they're saying that, are you okay with Alex? Do you trust him? Like, what was that a while ago? So Philip said, nothing. It's just that me and Stephanie had a thing, and maybe Stephanie might talk bad about me with him. And Xander said that he doesn't know Stephanie, but he knows that Sarah and Stephanie are friendly with each other, so he doesn't think that Stephanie would even do that and cause any problems, right? So the scene between Leo and Javi was definitely like watching paint dry. I think it was just really a filler scene, because we could really do without them. It's nothing to do with their sexuality or anything, but they just really don't do it for me. So it's really just Leo working on this thing, this piece on the Demirs, and he's feeling like it's gonna be risky, putting it out, because he doesn't want any backfire from the Demir family itself, and he's feeling like he needs protection. And Javi said, protection, don't worry, I will be there to protect you. And he's like saying it's cute and all, but I don't think he can really compete against EJ or Kristen in terms of their muscularity and whatever. So anyways, Leo orders in a meal, and Javi's looking at the bill and saying that it's a lot of money spent, and do you have enough to cover it? So Leo's saying that he has a little bit of debt. So he said, which one is it? So Leo said he has a bit of bad debt, but now that he's doing this journalist stuff, it's not enough to cover it, and it's not like when he was working at Body and Soul he could be able to cover it. So now he's really needing some extra money, or it's becoming too pricey for him to stay at the hotel room. So Javi's saying like, baby, need to move out. So he's like, I like the hotel and the room and its convenience. People clean up after me, and the bar and all that, it's always replenished. So Javi's saying that those don't come automatically replenished. It comes out of your money. Like, it's spending every time that you get some drinks, it's coming out of your pocket, right? So he's surprised about that. But anyways, Javi mentions to him to say, okay, how about moving in with me? So Leo is kind of hesitant about it because it is Rafe's place and Gabby doesn't like him. So he said it's not like you got to share a room with her, so don't worry about her. And Rafe, it should be fine. He doesn't dislike you or anything. And they did say their casa is my casa, so I'm free to do that. And I'm saying, Javi, I think you're overstepping here, because regardless if Rafe invited you, he didn't invite Leo, and you just carrying in anybody to come into the man's place. And I don't feel like that should be it. Like, you're taking advantage of the situation, right? Like, is Leo gonna help pay rent? And you should have went over that with Rafe and whoever lives there. Like, that ain't cool. So Stephanie and Joy had a run-in, and Joy is out. She's done with work for the day because they're having a secret meeting that she's not a part of. Of course, Alex, being that he's in the inner circle, he would be more a part of that, and she's an assistant, so she wouldn't be privy to that information. So anyway, she said that she's leaving, and before she leaves, Stephanie, I think Joy said something about her and Alex working together, and that it's not really gonna be that awkward. Not like they're gonna run in a lot. It's not gonna be anything more than it is. And Stephanie disagrees with that because you guys are connected regardless. So she blurted out the whole pregnancy thing. I guess she's anxious, nerves, and Stephanie tried to backtrack, and Joy said, no, you said I was pregnant. How she said, yeah, I happened to overheard Sarah talking about it. So Joy is like, did she just talk about it over the megaphone? So she said, no, I just happened to be at the wrong place, the wrong time, and overheard her talking about it on phone. So she knows it's none of her business, and she's just anxious, and Joy understands because it may affect the relationship somehow. And she's saying, believe me, I'm very anxious as well. Like, I did not expect this to happen. Now that this whole thing, I didn't expect it to turn out to be messy and all that, but Stephanie is just anxious, and she wants to know the results. Like, do you know if you're pregnant or not? And do you know if the baby's yours? Baby is Alex's. And Joy is saying, like, excuse me, like, he was the only one I slept with, and furthermore, like, it's none of your business. Like, I have not found out about it. So she calls Sarah, and Sarah says that they're actually ready. So she said that she's gonna go over to the hospital to actually find out what's happening. She tells Stephanie to tell Alex, bring him up to speed on it, because she doesn't know if she can really go through with it, right? So she goes over to see Sarah, and Sarah has her results, so just in time. So she asked if she want to go to the room to discuss it, and she said sure. So before that could happen, Sarah gets a notification that there's an emergency that she has to be taken care of, and she said that I would ask you to wait at my room, but I don't know how long I'll be with this emergency, so I guess we have to do it another time. So Joy is saying, can I just open my results still? And Sarah said, yeah, it's your right still if you want to do that. If you have any questions, just feel free to contact me and all that. So she gets the results, and Sarah leaves, and she's looking at it. We're gonna talk about that later on, right? So Sarah comes home. Maggie also comes home and sees Xander and Philip talking. And of course, they became tight-lipped because they don't want anybody to know what they're doing. And Maggie said, don't worry, I don't care about what your secret meeting is about. I just was coming to get Victoria's toy. And Xander said, no, it's okay. If you can sit down and, know what's going on. You're still a part of the board and all that. She said, no, I stepped back because I want you guys to work together as a family. I'm really happy to see this. I'm proud of you both, and I know Victor would be too, and Philip is just there guilty as charged as always. So Sarah comes in from work. She's tired, and Xander's filling her in that they're gonna go see Victoria, and she said that she's gonna sit down for a bit, just kind of cool off a bit, right? So she gets the chance to talk to Philip, and Philip said, the hospital is lucky to have you, yada yada yada. And she says, how did everything go with Alex? And he said, everything goes well. We're working along, working together really well. I'm just worried about how Stephanie's gonna take this, and if Stephanie's gonna tell Alex what's going on. So Sarah said, I don't think that's gonna happen, right? She is shocked to Stephanie. Stephanie doesn't want nothing to affect her relationship with Alex. So we have a new set today, right? With Kat's place, right? So Kat hears a knock at the door. She's telling Felicity to open it or check who's at the door, and she has on her headphones, teenagers. So she comes out in her towel and she's like, okay, I'll go check it. I don't know what possessed her to be in her towel and do that, right? Could be a complete stranger. So she opens the door. She not even checked before she opened the door. She opened the door and Chad is there, and she's just embarrassed, flushed, to see him. So he said that he's here for the meeting. They have the fundraiser to plan, right? So she said, okay, let me throw on some clothes. And he said, okay, I'll just sit here and talk to Felicity. So Felicity, when she's in the room changing, and he's like, I hope I didn't embarrass her too much. So she said, that's fine, because she really likes you. So he said, she likes me. So she said, yeah, she likes you, but she doesn't think she knows you don't like her back. So it's not gonna work out. But I think that you guys could make a perfect couple. Do you think so? Do you like her back? So before he could answer, Felicity, Kat comes out, and Kat says, what's going on? So Chad fills her in on what she told him, and he said that Felicity says that you like me, and she's like, I told her I'm over those feelings, and we're just friends, nothing more to it. And Felicity doesn't believe that. None of us believe that, actually. And Chad is saying, I'm glad that she's direct. As a newsman, I can appreciate that. So anyways, Kat rushes her sister to her room to finish her homework so they can really plan out this fundraiser, right? So they really was just talking about the fundraiser a lot and what they want to bring in. I guess the dunk tank, she purchased some games. The dunk tank is coming, and she's saying, she's nominated a few unlikely people to be involved in that, like EJ. I would definitely like to see EJ dunk too. So anyways, they talk about other things like the bachelor party, and Kat is nominating Chad to be eligible bachelor. She's saying that he's handsome, he's smart, he's successful. Like, who wouldn't want to choose him? So he hesitant at first, but then he he said, okay, I'll volunteer, right? It's for a good cause. So he said, I'm going to nominate you for the bachelorette part, right? So she's saying, really, who would go for me? So it's like, you're smart, you're beautiful, like, you got a lot going for you. Like, anybody would be happy to, choose you. So they're there gushing over each other, and Felicity comes out and sees them laughing, and she said, you guys are laughing. So Kat is saying, I'm sorry, I know you have your homework, I don't want to disturb you. So she said, you two should just be boyfriend or girlfriend. So they're just looking at each other, and we, the public, agreed. Like, you guys have an amazing chemistry. It's really kind of cute, honestly, and dorky and goofy, but I like her with Chad, honestly. What do you guys think? So Alex comes over to Stephanie, and he's happy to see Stephanie. Tells Stephanie how his day went, and she's saying, I heard you had a secret meeting, and I just run into Joy, and Joy told me. So he said that even though I'm not at liberty to tell you what's going on, it definitely felt good to be back at the family business, and Stephanie's happy to hear that. And he said, this couldn't have happened without you. I have you to thank. Let me carry you out to dinner, treat you really well. So she's saying, before we talk about that, there's something more important to talk about, right? So she tells him that, Joy might be pregnant with your baby. So Alex is surprised, he's saying that it's a lot to take in, that I may be a father. And she said, we don't know. Joy is at the hospital trying to get the results, and, she may or may not be. So Alex says, I know this is a lot for you to take in, and it does involve you regardless. Like, you and I are together, and no matter what happens, like, I will take care of their needs, but I am fully committed to you. Like, you're the one that I want to be with, right? So of course Stephanie is still anxious about how things are going to play out, right? So Joy's at the door, and then they get to talking. So Joy tells them, that Stephanie tells Joy that she already filled fill him in on all the information, and she's telling her thanks. So she tells them both that they don't have nothing to worry about. She's not pregnant. So Alex is like, thank God. And Stephanie signed with relief. And Joy saying that it's not going to be a burden to me and to you too. So Alex is saying, I'm sorry I reacted that way. She said she understand, and he said that, I'm just glad that, we can move forward. And she said, yeah, like, we can put this behind us, and, I should be going. So Stephanie's trying to be empathetic and say, like, are you sure you're okay? We can just chill out, order a pizza. And she said, no, I've done enough third wheeling already. And I don't know what is it with Stephanie and trying to, bring people together on this third wheeling relationship thing. Like, she did it with Chad and Alex, and I think Nick, what's his name? Lord Jesus, Nick Fallon's new character. I can't remember his name now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys have to remind me. I can't remember right now. But yes, so they're happy that things have turned out better. Joy leaves, and Joy, as I predicted, opens up the pregnancy result. Look at it. It's a big old positive there. And I already know, based on how she blurted it out, I said, Joy, you gotta be lying about this. But I'm just rolling my eyes like, yes, you're trying to save face and you're trying to not mess up Stephanie and Alex's relationship. But at the end of the day, you gotta be honest. Like, you're not only, you have to think about your child's, like, future, and, like, Alex would possibly be a great father. Like, your child would be good. He's a Kirakas, and he or she is a Kirakas heir, whatever. Like, come on. Well, not an heir, but at least, part of the family. So they'll be good, well off. Like, why not? She's trying to, like, save their relationship. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You guys did what you did before. I'm protected at best. Y'all did that before him and Stephanie came back. So it's not like you guys cheated, or he cheated on you. Like, he cheated on Stephanie with you. Like, y'all it just happened. Like, it was casual, whatever. Like, just be honest. So now this is gonna be even messier. This whole thing with Sarah, Xander, and the secret with Philip that she's keeping, it's gonna be a mess too. So boy, what a mess days is turning into. So that is it, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.